Gentlemen, I put out an all points bulletin calling all men to come forward and get their non-invasive body MOT, men's health, reproductive and prostate health check done. A few men came forward, in fact a lot of men came forward, which was a very good thing, but I know there's still a whole lot more out there who have not come forward and got their check done. So I'm sending this out there once again, namely because I had a message just not even 10 minutes ago from a client of ours who had just been confirmed that he's also developed stage 1 prostate cancer. Now he's very worried, mainly because a friend of his who's of a similar age died of late stage prostate cancer just 2 weeks prior in a very popular and well-known London hospital. So now this guy is very uncomfortable and uncertain because he knows the symptoms that he's been experiencing that he never spoke about or never took action about until now the inevitable has now come to bear. His symptoms were he was having a lot of pain in his bladder, he was constantly urinating, and he's feeling very uncomfortable at night, unable to sleep throughout the whole night. Luckily for him, when he came and got his check done, we were able to identify certain biomarkers that are quite prevalent and known to be part of the prostate cancer profile. Because as I said before, we had to understand why so many black men, when they come forward or when they present for their prostate cancer checks, it always seems to show that their prostate is quite advanced. So when we did our own research, we conducted our own study to identify what were some of the markers that were implicated in those situations. And it turned out that there were certain bacteria and certain viruses that were always present in both men and female cancers. Some of those ones, namely, were in the virus profile, it was HPV or human papillomavirus, Epstein-Barr virus, and retrovirus HTLV2, also T-cell lymphotropic virus. We also identified some bacteria in our study that were always quite prevalent in late-stage prostate. Number 1 was Klebsiella. Number 2 was Escherichia coli or E. coli. Number 3 was Pseudomonas aeruginosa, also Helicobacter pylori or H. pylori. So once we did these tests and we did the check on the gentleman, all of these markers were quite high, which led us to the understanding that there may be something a little bit more sinister going on here than would at first meet the eye. So he went for further checks and they've now confirmed that he has stage 1 prostate cancer. Luckily for him, because it's been discovered at this early stage, he will be amongst the hundreds of thousands of people who will end up being completely free within a very short space of time. He's one of the statistics that they say will make 100% recovery because they've caught it at such an early stage. But if you don't catch it at an early stage and it gets to advance and progress as it did with his friend, then you may be part of the other statistic that means you could have an early exit because you haven't taken the right action at the right time. So the reason that we're putting this out there is to encourage more men to come forward, get your non-invasive check done. As I said, it's non-invasive, it's done through your hand, it's very painless, it's a very state-of-the-art, cutting-edge facility where the tests are done, so you haven't got to worry about your dignity being compromised. It's a very, very great thing, and you get a lot more information. We don't just look at your prostate, we look at your food, we look at what foods you could be eating that may be exacerbating your situation, and we also help you to identify foods that could also support your situation and increase your chances of recovery. There are so many foods that you can incorporate into your diet that will help to strengthen the health of your prostate. Things like zinc, foods that are rich in zinc, or even zinc supplementation. All cases of prostate that were discovered throughout the studies have all shown that they had low levels of zinc. Zinc is imperative for supporting a healthy prostate and your prostate function. Likewise is selenium. But there's so many foods that contain high levels of these minerals, but if you're not aware of them, you won't be incorporating them into your diet. So we help you to identify these foods and also the foods that could be triggering or making things worse. Coffee, alcohol, smoking, soy, dairy. There are so many foods that are also making the situation a lot worse. So by you making sure you're aware of these foods, it really helps you to increase and improve your situation and reduce your risks of developing anything more sinister. So if you're a lady and you're watching this video, please share it with all your men, share it with your network, share it with your groups. Encourage the men in your networks to come forward and get their body MOT and men's health reproductive check done. Once they get it done, there are so many areas that of their health could also be improved, because we get to look at their cardiovascular system, we look at your blood system, we look at if there's any blockages in your arteries, because any blockage in the artery is going to impede your blood flow to your extreme members of your body, your hands, your feet, your toes. If you have any problems with your blood flow, it's also going to affect your ability to hold healthy and strong erections, because anything that reduces your blood flow to your members, your feet or your heart or your brain, will also impede the blood flow to your penis. So they're all related. But once you get a complete picture of what's happening internally, it then informs you and empowers you to make informed decisions regarding your next steps. And that's what we're here to do, to help you to make those decisions and to be, more importantly, be informed about the current state of your health and your overall wellness as a whole. If you want to get in touch or book a body MOT and non-invasive men's health reproductive scan, simply give us a call on the numbers below, 0207 175 0052. When we're in the country, we're more than happy to see you. If we're not here, we can also do it remotely, because we have access to some very advanced technology that allows us to scan people remotely to make sure that the service is more than widely accessible. So all that's left for you to do now is to take action and take charge, and don't become a statistic. As a good colleague of mine says, to be sick is a crime. Don't be a criminal. I'll hear from you soon. God bless you.